I don't wanna write this down. I wanna tell you how I feel right now.
All right, y'all, what's good? Let's give it up 100, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to another one. You know what I'm saying? Right here, I deal with just real life and just things in life, staying in tune and stay tuned in. You know what I'm saying? All right, so me and a couple of my peoples, like we was dealing with this for a little bit. We was dealing with like what the world is right now, the state of the world right now, and what it might look like, say, 30 years from now. And we were dealing also with what the world was 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And the drastic difference with the world. Obviously, if you're old enough to go back to 30 years ago, versus looking at the world in the 90s and the late 80s and in the 2000s, and then fast forward to right now. It's a big difference. Like, it's a lot of things that change. It's a lot of things. Technology took over. Technology took out a lot of things. It made a lot of, it causes a lot of things to be inconvenient, right? Because, say, like, I'm going to give an example. Say, like, a Blockbuster or whatever. Like, you go to Blockbuster back in the days to pick out the VCR that you wanted to watch, and you got a certain amount of days to bring it back, versus now where you don't have to go anywhere. You can just sit there and order the movie, but the experience, it's convenient because you can just order whatever right there in your living room, but the experience of actually being in the store and going in the store, walking around the store, that's gone. So it's like conveniently inconvenient in that sense. You know what I'm saying? And just looking at a lot of things, um present, present, past, and future is just very different. So I'm dealing with life in itself. You know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with the current nature of life and what life is gonna be, what my life is gonna be 30 years from now, down the line. Because honestly, y'all, like, seriously, I'm worried about what it's gonna be. Because right now, you look outside right now with the virus, if there really is a virus, because I'm not sure what's going on. But if there really is a virus out here right now, look at the world. Look at what the world is. Look at the nature of the world. People are like rats. People are like cooped up in a house, scared to come outside because their government is telling them they can't come outside. And if they do come outside, they got to have a mask over their face and gloves on, like they just stepped out of a surgery or some shit. It's crazy, you know? And this is the world. This is not just a certain part of the world or just a country. We're talking about the whole world, the whole earth that's doing the same one thing right now. There's no surprise. Let me put y'all in right now. There's no surprise. It's no surprise that the whole world is operating under one umbrella. Because for the past who knows how many decades or how many centuries, this is actually what's been going on behind closed doors. They have been trying to like get everybody on the same page so they can control the whole world under basically one system. They've been trying to do this. They've been doing this, and you've seen it. If you've been looking, you see it slowly been happening over the past decades. Things has just been being like other corporations is buying things so they can own things, and that corporation, or this phone company will buy this phone company, Google will buy YouTube. These things been happening now for a while because this has been the agenda for a while. It's to have everything operating under one system, and this is going on right now. You know what I'm saying? And you look at the world and everybody's moving like that. Everybody's going by one order. You know what I'm saying? One order. It's like it's one government right now. It's one it is one government. It's one system. It's one democracy. We all gotta live by. I'm telling you. And this, if you look around and if you care to fucking look into your government, this is what you're gonna see. Is that they are very much under one system. It doesn't matter what state you live in, it's pretty much the same thing everywhere. So looking at life right now and looking at the fact that we're stuck in this box, this four corner box, and we can only go up, and there is no up, right? When you go up, there is no ending to it. Like there is no way out. There's no top. It's just forever and forever. Because you cannot get out of the system. The system is the whole world. They have this thing, I forgot the name of it, so I'm not trying to guess it right now, but it's just like some power families in the world that they all come together, they all get together, and there are some rich dudes and they come together as one, and they control a lot of shit because of all of the money that they got. You know what I'm saying? Like the power families, like the royal family, they got to be one. The Rockefellers, the Rothschild family, and the Bilderberg family. And, there's more, obviously, but those are the one that's coming off the top of my head right now. But there's mad more. There's more. I promise you. And this is what's been going on in the world. What these dudes got, and these dudes been, the ones that I just mentioned, the Rockefellers, Bilderberg, Rothschilds, and others, they've been controlling the world now for a long time. Their money has been controlling and dictating how life runs. Like, I think they control the media and everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Every 10 years, and if you want to, you can look this up if you don't believe me. Every 10 years, pop culture changes. Every 10 years. They let a certain style rock for 10 years and then just completely change off and go into another shit for another 10 years. That's the reason why the 1950s and the 1960s and the 70s, 80s, 90s all have their distinctions because they make it like that. They made it like that. They made sure the 50s were known for this, the 60s were known for that, and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So, they got this whole thing about 2020 and 2030 and 2040 and 2050. It's funny. I actually asked God. I was praying one time and I asked God to take me out of the world by 2050 because I could just imagine the world going to be crazy at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm somebody I really believe in God for real. So when I pray, I ain't scared to talk to God. I say whatever's on my mind, whatever's on my heart, whatever I feel, I'm going to say it all. And I'm going to say it as genuine as I could say it. I ain't trying to make it pretty or nothing. Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking, man, like, what is the world going to look like? Is it going to be just straight robots out here? Is it going to be robotic, like, people controlling, like, your phone calls? Like, wherever you call is going to be robots. Right now there's a lot of automated messages that call you, and some of them sound legit like actual fucking people, and it's not. It's automated. You know what I'm saying? It's robotic. It's not real. I don't think the actual voice, well, yeah, the actual voice did come from a human being, but it's programmed into a robotic form. So you're not listening to an actual human being. It's a robot. And this is the norm right now. And this been the norm for a while. So where are they going with that? Is that gonna stay the same? Obviously not. So I'm telling y'all, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna be more robots in the job field and less people. It's gonna be more. They just figure robots can produce a lot more than humans. You know what I'm saying? They don't need breaks. They don't need lunch breaks and bathroom breaks. They are machines. They can just work. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why they do it right now, is to have like consistency and something that they can just work all day long. Because it's a robot. It doesn't need break. Doesn't need to go home and sleep and see his wife and his kids and family and shit. It's a robot. You know what I'm saying? That's scary as hell to think about, if the world is gonna be more robotic than it is right now. Because right now it's overwhelmingly robotic enough, right? To think that another 30 years from now is just gonna be way more robotic. It's like, yeah, why would I even want to be a part of that world? I'm annoyed right now at this shit right now. Why would I want to be even more advanced into the robotic reality? I don't want no part of that shit. I'm a full human being. I like interaction. Like, I'm one of them people. I talked about the internet a long time ago when nobody was saying anything about what the internet is doing to people and people socializing with each other. Like, I've been talking about this shit because I seen that people were way too much caught up into technology. I seen this shit from early, man. I seen it early, and I was one of them that was caught up in it too. But I seen the destruction coming a long time ago. Far down the road, I seen that shit. Like, yo, this is not looking good, because people are really putting this shit over the norm. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, yo, listen. You know, something scary is gonna happen, whether we want to admit it or not. We know shit is not looking better. It's not looking like, you know, these things, sadly to say this, but these things has to come to pass. All of these crazy shit that you see going on, they gotta happen. The Bible said it. If you read the Bible, it said it. These things gotta come to pass, man, before, the Creator steps in and do what he's gonna do. We gotta live through this pandemic, this 5G that's coming, that's already out here. Whatever other plagues they got coming, we gotta live through all this shit. And we gotta try to live through it and try to sustain ourselves the best way we know how, because they're coming and there's nothing we can do about it. But I don't want y'all to worry about it. I don't want to be the type of person that get up every day worrying about things that I can't do nothing about. I'm gonna live my life, and I'm gonna live bravely. I'm not gonna be a coward. I'm not gonna walk around, you know, I'm not gonna move around like a coward. That's why I tell y'all, don't move like that. Be comfortable. Just be safe and be smart, and keep God first, because you need God to get through this chemical warfare that's going on. Because this is what I think is really going on. All of these warfares that we can't fight, we need God the most. So make sure God is on you. Make sure you're on God's side. Simple as that. Because if you ain't, you out. You assed out. I don't know what else you could do. Straight up. But whatever 30 years from now gonna look like, whatever 10 years from now gonna look like, right now in 2020, man, I think we really need to just first we got to believe in a plan. We got to have a plan, and we got to believe in that plan. And all of us got to get on the same page with that plan. And if we can do that, if whatever that plan is, hopefully it's a plan to save us, it's a plan to sustain us. If it is, hopefully we can get on the same page and do what we got to do, and hopefully it'll work for all of us. You know what I'm saying? That's it, man. You know, one more thing I want to say about right now and say 20, 30 years ago. If you look at the entertainment that these same people been controlling forever now, 30 years ago, they let our artists, black artists, they let us express ourselves to a T, like to 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 a certain level that we were looking powerful. We were looking like our true selves. You know, they let us do that for a while. The 80s and 90s and before that, especially with soul music and all of the music that black people started, R&B and soul music and jazz music, blues, and even early hip hop, we were able to be our true true amazing selves. Like, black people are truly amazing. We were able to be that. They allowed us to be that back then. But since the 2000s, I would say, and forward, they don't want that no more. The business, the entertainment business is not about black people being them best selves no more, in any type of way, in any form of entertainment. It's not just music. You can look at anything, TV. You could just look at the quality and the writing that they got for these shows versus what they had 30 years ago. It's way down. It's it took a dip way down in quality and in good substance, and just in talent. Like, the talent is, to me, it's not just what the business is not allowing no more. I think the talent ain't even there no more either. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, now they just let us just be our worst selves. And the fact that we're getting paid to be that, it doesn't matter to us. We'll be whatever, as long as there's money attached. And money is the end all be all with a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? That's it, man. It's your boy, Give It Up 100, man. Stay safe. Peace.